Welcome to Rise to Wealth. Here, I share quality knowledge through storytelling. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now, enjoy the video. Imagine making money while you sleep, without needing to check the market or make complicated investment calls. Ethan was a practical, hard-working guy, always looking for ways to improve his financial situation. He had a stable job as a project manager at a tech company, where he worked long hours. Although he was satisfied with his career, he had one big desire: to achieve financial freedom. With work taking up so much of his time, it seemed impossible to balance his commitments while also exploring the investment market seriously. After all, he didn't have the time or patience to spend hours following stock charts. One evening, after a long day at work, Ethan relaxed by watching a video on investment strategies. He heard someone talking about robo-advisors, a technology that promised to change the world of investments. The idea seemed almost magical. Let a robot, or rather, a highly advanced algorithm, take care of his investments, making choices and adjustments in real time based on the market. The platform promised to automate practically everything, from selecting stocks and bonds to rebalancing the portfolio intelligently, keeping the risk profile aligned with each investor's preference. For someone with a busy schedule like Ethan's, it sounded like the perfect plan. Curious and a bit skeptical, he decided to dive deeper. He spent the next few weeks studying everything he could find on robo-advisors, how they worked, the potential returns, and how they could fit his long-term goals. The idea of a system that could invest for him without constant monitoring seemed almost too good to be true. But the more he learned, the more potential he saw. Finally, Ethan decided to take the plunge and open an account on one of the most recommended robo-advisor platforms on the market. He was soon impressed by the simplicity and efficiency of the initial setup. The platform guided him through a questionnaire to understand his financial goals, risk tolerance, and future ambitions. In the end, the system suggested a diversified asset portfolio, including stocks, bonds, and real estate investment trusts (REITs), all adjusted to the moderate profile Ethan had selected. This mix promised to balance safety and growth potential, and Ethan liked what he saw. He felt as though he had a professional investment manager taking care of his portfolio, but without the high fees or the endless meetings, first steps, and initial investment. Feeling ready to test the system, Ethan decided to make an initial investment of $10,000. This was a considerable amount for him, but he was willing to take the risk and see how far this strategy could take him. Additionally, he set up the system to automatically add $500 each month, ensuring that his portfolio would grow consistently. The platform promised to automatically adjust investments based on market conditions, which brought Ethan great peace of mind. He knew that, with the robo-advisor, he wouldn't have to worry about the constant market fluctuations. After the first month, Ethan was surprised by the results: a $250 return on his initial investment, which represented a gain of approximately 2.5% in just 1 month. He knew returns could vary, but seeing his money work without any extra effort was a new and rewarding feeling. He began to understand the power of passive income and what it could mean for his financial future. In the following months, his monthly returns fluctuated slightly, but maintained an average of $200 to $300. With the $500 additional, he invested monthly and compound interest at work. His balance grew exponentially. In the following months, Ethan saw that his balance was growing steadily. He began to understand that it wasn't just about the initial return, but the effect of automatic contributions and compound interest. Each month, his investment grew a little more, and the passive income he earned was automatically reinvested by the robo-advisor, further enhancing his gains. Seeing the initial success, he decided to explore the platform more closely and understand how he could adjust his strategy to maximize returns. Ethan then followed a few essential steps to ensure that his strategy remained solid and profitable. Step 1. Choosing the right risk profile and goals. For any beginner, Ethan learned that defining the risk profile was the first fundamental step. Most Robo-Advisor platforms offer options ranging from conservative to aggressive, and he chose the moderate profile. This profile provided a balance between security and returns, perfect for someone looking to grow wealth without risking everything. The platform automatically adjusted Ethan's portfolio to include a mix of stocks, which offer good growth potential, and bonds, which bring added stability. Ethan realized that the choice of profile was important because it determined what types of assets the Robo-Advisor would include and how much the system would rebalance the portfolio. With most platforms, it's as simple as answering a few questions about risk tolerance and financial goals. Ethan answered honestly, and the system built a portfolio that perfectly matched his goals. For any beginner, this initial setup is essential to have the peace of mind that the portfolio is aligned with one's style and expectations. Step 2. Setting up automatic contributions and monthly maintenance. Ethan knew that to see his portfolio grow, he needed to make consistent monthly contributions. He set up the platform to automatically invest $500 each month. This amount was significant, as it was a sum he knew he could maintain regularly without straining his budget. He also knew that this consistency would be a differentiator in the growth of his balance, because each month he was investing more and more without needing to take any extra action. Additionally, the platform system was configured to automatically reinvest all returns. This way, any profit he made didn't sit idle. It was immediately reapplied to new assets, strengthening the effect of compound interest. Ethan realized that this practice was fundamental, as each month of reinvestment meant more profits, which in turn generated new returns, creating a snowball effect in his portfolio. Step 3. Leveraging automatic rebalancing. One of the features that most impressed Ethan was the automatic rebalancing of the portfolio. He realized that this was the big advantage of using a robo-advisor. The system adjusted the asset allocation from time to time, ensuring that his portfolio remained aligned with his risk profile. For instance, if stocks performed exceptionally well one month, the system would sell a small portion of those stocks and buy bonds, keeping the balance Ethan had set at the beginning. This rebalancing is also important during times of crisis. In moments of market decline, the Robo-Advisor automatically reduced exposure to stocks, increasing the weight of bonds and protecting the portfolio against major losses. This regular adjustment was something Ethan knew he would never have time to do alone, but it was essential to protect his investment and ensure a more stable long-term performance. Step 4. Quarterly review and adjustments based on results. Although the system was automated, Ethan wanted to closely monitor the investment's performance. So he set up a calendar for a quarterly portfolio review. During these check-ins, he analyzed returns, checked the balance, and made adjustments if necessary. For example, at the end of 6 months, he noticed that most of the returns were coming from tech stocks, a sector that was on the rise. This led him to consider a small adjustment in his profile, slightly increasing his exposure to these stocks. This review also helped him maintain his financial discipline. He knew that by conducting these periodic check-ins, he was ensuring that the system continued to function as expected and was aligned with the market. Even if he didn't make significant changes, Ethan felt that this practice helped him stay in control of his investment and brought the peace of mind that the system was working. Step 5. Increasing contributions as income grows over time. Ethan saw that his returns were consistent and that his portfolio had grown considerably. This gave him the confidence to increase his monthly contributions to $700. This adjustment was a way to further accelerate the growth of his balance and allow compound interest to work even more intensely on the total invested. He knew that even without increasing his effort, the strategy of increasing contributions would make his passive income more robust. The Robo-Advisor system itself, with larger monthly contributions and automatic reinvestment, handled all the work of balancing and allocation. Thus, Ethan knew his wealth was growing solidly and consistently. For him, this was the greatest advantage of the entire system, being able to invest more each month without having to spend more time. With the constant growth of his portfolio and the well-defined strategy, Ethan began to see the financial results transform his life. After a year of consistent investments with the Robo-Advisor, his portfolio had grown from $10,000 to over $25,000. Monthly earnings also gradually increased, and Ethan was now generating an average of $400 in passive income each month. For him, this wasn't just an extra source of money, but a sign that the financial independence he had dreamed of was within reach. Impact on quality of life. With consistent passive income, Ethan began to see positive changes in his quality of life. This cash flow allowed him to cover small monthly expenses, such as utility bills and subscriptions, with the profits from his investments. He knew that, over time, he might even be able to reduce his work hours or take longer vacations, relying on part of his passive income to cover some expenses. Additionally, Ethan noticed that passive income brought something he hadn't expected: peace of mind. He no longer needed to check the market daily or worry about every economic news report. He knew that the Robo-Advisor was taking care of the strategy, adapting his portfolio as the market fluctuated, and ensuring his risk exposure remained under control. Adjustments to expand results. As his results became more consistent, Ethan decided to make a few adjustments to further expand his passive income. With his balance growing steadily, he increased his monthly contribution to $1,000. This amount was higher than he had initially planned, but the confidence in the system and the security of seeing his balance grow encouraged him to step up his investment. The Robo-Advisor itself recommended a periodic increase in contributions to intensify the compound effect, and Ethan felt this was a crucial part of his success. He planned, within a few years, to maintain this level of investment and reach a passive income level that could cover most of his fixed expenses, achieving financial freedom and inspiring others. With the success of his strategy, Ethan became a reference for friends and family who were always seeking advice on investments. He shared his experience, explaining that, for him, the keys to success were consistency and financial discipline. He emphasized that anyone could achieve a similar passive income stream if they were willing to trust the process and keep up with their contributions. Now, Ethan was seen as someone who mastered the use of technology and financial intelligence to transform his finances. He shared his story in discussion groups and even appeared on a finance podcast where he explained how he used robo-advisors to build a solid passive income. In his words, he said, "Financial freedom is within everyone's reach. You just need a strategy and the patience to let time and compound interest work for you. The future, new possibilities, and expansion." Now that Ethan was reaping around $500 a month in passive income, he began to set new goals. With his balance steadily growing, he wanted to use part of that income to explore other investments. He knew the Robo-Advisor would continue to handle most of his portfolio, but he was excited to invest in areas like real estate and local businesses, further diversifying his income sources. Ethan was experiencing the financial freedom he had always dreamed of, without needing to sacrifice time with exhausting activities. For him, this was the true value of the Robo-Advisor strategy. Each reinvested dollar, each adjustment, and each increase in contributions helped create a solid foundation, something he saw as his passport to a financially free and sustainable future.